Okay, I think we might be somewhat uh, straight. Okay, I was here talking a few minutes ago and was explaining some of the things about the reason why I won't be able to see y'all's, read y'all's comments tonight. And I only saw Tammy Always 100, Never Fate. I see what she says. Okay, I was trying to read what Tammy was saying, and I couldn't quite do it. Okay, deeply, deeply, we apologize. Something won't let me see your comments. But I sat here for about 4 minutes, and I'm just talking to you guys, and I only see Tammy on here, and she's not saying anything. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I look, and I told Cynthia, I said, well, we we weren't even live. It's just been that kind of a crazy day and stuff. And so I deeply apologize. Yeah, maybe I need to start smoking. I don't know. But anyway, today has been a very, very busy day in the United States. Tonight we're going to focus our attention on our leaders in this country. We are, of course, we're going to be discussing George Floyd's day. Maybe bring up a couple of recent uh, bad behaviors from police officers within this country. We have to talk about a real police reform bill that doesn't just suit the powers that be. So anything will not be accepted. I know we are on it now, but as Senator Cory Booker said, we don't want a fast bill. We want the right bill. And I totally agree with that. So that's why the powers that be, the blacks, have to play a major role in real police reform in this country. And you would think after the killing of George Floyd on May 25th, 2020, officers' conduct would begin to change. You would think that we would have saw a drastic decrease of police brutality in this country against people of color. But instead, we saw just the opposite. There is how can I put this? It's a group of people, and each group has a certain role that they must play as far as justice is concerned. But we focus too much attention on the police department. Now, mind you, we do need to focus some attention there. That's the problem. But sometimes I think we forget that there is a bigger system. And from local, state, federal government, our justice system, I think there's over 17,000 police departments in the country. All are connected together. So when we get a police officer finally in handcuffs, we don't celebrate. Because if we had to make them arrest a police officer, they sure as hell don't want to convict them. So an arrest is okay. Doesn't move me. Glad that person was arrested, but You and I, we all know the system by now. There's so many times you heard me say before that we're still dealing with the same system that dealt with Emmett Till. Same system. The same system that used legal and lynching in one sentence. Same system. The same system we had to demand get rid of the Jim Crow law. But what we come to learn is that they didn't eliminate or get rid of Jim Crow. They started in the closet, as R. Kelly would say, secretly, in a smooth way, still practicing the Jim Crow law. On May 25th, 2020, at 9:25 p.m., George Floyd, an unarmed 46-year-old black man in Minnesota, became yet another victim of police brutality when he was killed by police. That killing that was streamed started a worldwide protest against police, demanding justice and an end to systemic racism. On April 20th, 2021, the monster in human form that killed George Floyd was found guilty of 1, 2, 3, all charges he was facing. Chauvin, who is a white man, is scheduled to be sentenced on June the 15th. He faces up to 75 years in prison. During the George Floyd protests, more blacks were attacked, beaten, or even killed, which meant they could care less while we're out there protesting in the streets. The reason we're out there protesting in the streets is the exact same thing that the police officers in this country continue to do. So that means one thing. Your words, our words, when it comes to them, have no value. We're going to do what we want to do with whom we want to do it to whenever we get ready to do it. We are the law of the land. When we go against police reform, they insult our intelligence. When we go against police reform in this country, they simply continue to remind us that when the words "we the people" were written, we were not considered humans. 3/5 of a human, if that. Earlier today, in meeting with the President of the United States. All was very hopeful that a acceptable police reform would be on President Joe Biden's desk today. That did not happen. And I honestly believe that was intentionally done. We're going to stall, we're going to stall, we're going to stall. Because we don't care about George Floyd. His family shouldn't even be coming to the White House. Democrat or Republican, when it comes to injustice issues, I would think that they would come off the stage and come to reality and realize that this is a serious issue. Every minute that you wait is detrimental to people of color. While we're waiting, there'll still be killing. This bill should have been ready a week ago. Simple as that. It's just that simple. But the powers that be, when they tell you the biggest holdup to the police reform bill, 2 words. I want you to keep in mind. It's really just 2 words. Qualified immunity. 2 words. That's it. Simply mean you can't take civil action against a police officer. Simply means we can do what the hell we want to do. And I don't give a damn if you, your dad, or your mama don't like it. When we are not fighting to get rid of qualified immunity, that tells me, whether you're black, white, male, or female, that tells me that you don't see the problem that we see. And we're going to protect our people, the police department, by any means necessary. Anytime one of our people have to kill a person of color, they were always justified in doing so. Why would we remove that so that you can attack our police officers inside of a courtroom? Why would we do that? We're not going to do it. And that's an insult to George Floyd's family and all others that names we would never know about because they didn't get the media attention that certain cases did get. We have come a long ways in this country, but not for enough. Everything concerning us is under attack. The voting rights, under attack. The racism and hatred in this country for people of color is so thick, you can cut it with a knife. They don't like us at all. Despite making up only 13% of the United States population, Black Americans are nearly 3 times as likely as white Americans to be killed by the police. It is extremely difficult to convict a police officer. Out of the 9,170 recorded police killings from 2013 until 2021, 153 police officers were charged with a crime, and 38% were convicted. That's a problem. That's a serious problem. And it continues to happen. Today in Louisiana, we got word that two state troopers that killed a black man a few years ago, and the Louisiana State Police hid evidence, the video. A little while ago, those two individuals are going to be terminated. Look, I don't give a damn about you terminating them. And they can go somewhere else and work. Here's what I want to happen to these two state troopers. They should be charged and convicted. This is not justifiable homicide. Don't forget they lied to the family and said he got sick, something wrong with him. And whoever played a role in hiding that video, that's obstruction of justice, and you are a threat to Black people. We have to look at the other parts of the government. You have to look at the crooked attorneys, internal affairs, evil judges, and see, I don't give a damn prosecutor. I'm not going to, I don't see anything. So to be fair, I'm going to send this to the grand jury and let them make their decision. You have not only seen enough to arrest, you've seen more than enough to convict. Incidentally, speaking of the word convict, the state of New York is sending some papers to a grand jury seeking indictments against Donald J. Duck. They want to look into some of his business proposals. A lot of times he inflated, he was worth more than what he really was. And New York just said, we've been watching you. We have been watching you. His response, good Lord Jesus, who's in you found his response? What? This was the Duck's response. Well, I didn't get convicted in the Senate, so they can't convict me now. I'm not in the White House anymore. And on January 6th, I just told the law-abiding citizens just to meet me down at the Capitol Hill. That's all I said. I don't know if he believes his own lies or he thinks we do. When he became acting president of the United States, hell broke loose in the United States. There was a rise in racism, hatred, discrimination, and killing of unarmed, innocent Black people. And not only Black people, but Mexicans, whatever the race may be. The attacks were coming, and they were coming extremely fast. When he left the White House, it wasn't over. The United States still should be on high alert.
the United States should still be on high alert, because when he left, we are now feeling the side effects from that jackass. Okay. I go to my other page because I get round up thinking about that super stupid sapsucker. Will we ever get real police reform? God, I hope so. I hope so. But right now, it doesn't look like anything is changing. And that's troubling because there was not a decrease in violence against blacks from police. It wasn't. They simply said, we just don't give a damn. The first 4 months of this year, there have been just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in which people across the United States did not get killed by the police. We have a problem. We have a serious problem. When you don't want to address right now police reform, we have a serious problem. How long will we wait? How long? How long? Until you all get ready to do something. I said it a few weeks ago, Benjamin Crump said it today. We'll be back. We'll be back. Because another person of color name just popped up on that death list. We're dealing not only with ignorant people, not ignorant, ignorant. We're dealing with racist, diabolical, deranged people who think this is their land, which they took from the Indians, because we all know Columbus was drunk and you cannot inhabit, say that you found something that's already inhabited with people. No. This country was not built on the principles of God. I know you've been told that. But it can never be built on the principles of God when it's not our land. It's stolen land. But I said all that to say this: those that stole the land would like to take complete control of our lives. If I catch you in a lie as a police officer or a prosecutor, you know what that make me think? 2 things. One, anything else you tell me about anything, I question it. I question it. The police departments in the United States cannot be trusted. And the second thing that's going on in my mind is, if we caught you with this, oh, we need another investigation, because I can only imagine what you have been doing. And I didn't know anything about it. We must know, because I promise you, there are some innocent people of color in prison today. Capital punishment in this country should be put to a halt. Anytime we know that you are sending innocent people to prison, that gets a sentence that might let them walk free again. How can we ever allow an execution in this country when several times after the execution had been carried out. Oh, whoops, we just got some more breaking news. He was innocent. Okay, this is not a do-over. So since this is not a do-over, we must stop executions in this country. And after they find out, verify the brother was guilty, innocent, some prosecutors will be on CNN, 60 Minutes, and the reporter said, knowing that he was innocent, how does it make you feel now, Mr. Williams? Well, first of all, no, he was not innocent. No, he was not. He did it. But we got evidence that he don't believe that. Believe you. Black people like to kill Brian, Dante Wright, Andrew Brown, and many others all suffered the same fate as George Floyd. And among 89 Black people who were killed by police this year were unarmed. It was a wonderful thing today to see George Floyd's family at the White House. But if you asked him, I promise you, would you rather have been at the White House or with George Floyd? I know what they would tell you. So it's a bittersweet moment today. It is. It is. An innocent man was killed. And what's really crazy is that they're now shooting and killing us at a faster rate than they were in 2020. %58% of Black people says things have gotten worse in this country when it comes to the police. And I totally agree with that. A lot of killings by cops happen during a traffic stop or a mental health issue or wellness issue. So when this happened, it's referring to health issues or dealing with someone who is mentally challenged, you have to make sure the decision that you make to calm your loved one down will be the right system. If it's not, then the chances of your loved one being killed by the police are extremely high when you have to call the police. In the last couple of weeks, over the phone, in person, I've been asking the same question to a lot of people. What does police reform look like in this country? A lot of them said, I just don't. We have gotten so used to the way the system is. Some of us don't think we can change it. Well, you're right. We cannot change it. If we do absolutely positively unquestionable nothing, we can't. We just can't. The whole damn system has to be addressed. And it's not, and we're not going to do this like when you move into a house or an apartment and you see some things that's wrong. And the landlord says, oh, look, don't worry about that. Once we'll get to it, so you get settled and we'll come back, we'll take care of that. Then we'll put a window in and all that stuff. So I promise you all that's going to be taken care of. And you believe that stuff. So. And once you get in there, you damn near have to call Congress to get him to hold up to his end of the deal. It's a scary thing to be Black in the United States. Police officers within the United States have been posting today. Many of them was posting ugly things. Chauvin did nothing wrong. Why they at the White House? These are racist cops that have been posting these words on their Facebook pages. So which means if God allow us to wake up in the morning, we will once again, as Black people, be under attack. The prosecuting system, the trial system, the police department, DOJ are all one. They're all one. And since they're all one, if we address an issue like this only by focusing our attention on the police being held accountable, the people that need to be at the table are the people that refuse to hold killer cops in this country accountable for the things they do and they don't do. We have to deal with that prosecutor as well. We can't let you show us what you want us to see. When we can be, as a police officer, okay with unjustifiable homicides, when we can be okay with unjustifiable homicides in this country on Blacks, that's very scary. That's very scary that police officers, y'all remember this, started to quit. So a lot of them left Minneapolis Police Department because they didn't want their Klansmen locked up. Once you leave a police department under foolishness, questionable behavior, or termination, or homicide, you should not be allowed to go nowhere in the United States and apply for a job that allows you to carry a gun and a badge. because you're the enemy. You're the enemy. All of us have to get together as one and start addressing this. I don't give a damn if they had to stay up all night long. I don't give a damn. Get the bill ready. But when you have politicians, senators are still going around spitting out bullshit, not bogus claims, bullshit that the election was stolen. Again, that's our enemy. Those individuals, in my opinion, should be censored and then terminated. You know damn well he lost. And he know damn well he lost. And he know damn well if he had been given another 4 years, he would have done exactly the same goddamn thing. Something close to nothing when it comes to the betterment of this country. He will also be holding rallies with his white supremacists, proud brothers, boys, family, and friends. He'll be doing the exact same thing. When you ask him about the killing of a black person by a white cop, this is him sitting at the table. We haven't saw the whole video. I mean, you know, the cops are wonderful in this country. They're wonderful people. So you got your answer. It may not have been the answer he should have said or you thought he would say. You got your answer. The answer is this: fuck them niggas. Fuck them. The police officers in this country, they're not scared of black people. But even if some of them were, why the fuck did you go? I mean, if you're scary, why would you go get that job? You should have get your ass to Walmart. They're not scared. They're not scared. They're not. They wasn't scared of us when they was beating our ass and hanging our ass and burning us while we were still alive. They weren't scared of us then. They wasn't. But now you're scared. Bullshit. I believe that lie. Like I believe the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan has a dream of his white daughter saying I do to a black man. It's an epidemic when it's not happening to every race on the planet. This type of action only targets people of color. And while they sit and play games, we sit in nervousness because soon, in a minute, breaking news, it's going to come. There were over 180 some people killed, black people killed after the death, after the murder of George Floyd. And that was an increase. That was an increase. I think we should go ahead and just end the campaign for body cams because they're not helping us at all. It's always in the favor of the office. And I said earlier today, it really irks me when a person, doesn't matter what race, comes on and speaking about racism, one of the first things they're going to say is, Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. We have a lot of good police officers. Stop! I'm tired of that bullshit. And even if you do, right now we're not talking about them. We're talking about the goddamn bad ones. But if we were to tell the truth, and we're gonna tell it, the two are one. It's just that simple. If the good guys or girls are speaking out, walking out, leaving, they're part of it. So until I see better, there's not a goddamn good cop on the fucking planet. It's not. It's a bunch of crooked, lying, thieving, conniving, racist people on the goddamn police force. If they don't speak out against the hurt that people of color continue to endure. People of color. I mean, good police officers. Bullshit. 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 The police in the United States has become militarized. They no longer come with a gun and a taser. They come with shields, all kind of tactical gear, army tanks, buses. This was 1958 bullshit. And a lot of people, especially whites, oh, I know that happened to you all, but that's all in the past and stuff. Listen, we all have to just get along and stuff. I mean, why can't you black people just forget about the past? Why can't we forget about the past? Even if we wanted to forget about the past, we couldn't forget about the past because the past continues to be the present. You just don't like to hear us talk about what happened because you know what happened then is happening now. And it shouldn't be a dividing effort on the reform bill, on the police reform bill, Democrats, Republicans. This is a time when you set that politics in the goddamn corner and deal with this issue. But when you don't, it means that you don't give a damn. You don't give a damn. You may not care about talking about the police, the individual that you're attacking or you just killed. But somewhere in the United States, I promise you, somebody does. Somebody gives a damn about that person. Every time I look at Floyd's daughter, I instantly think about what she said. Daddy would change. And that's true. But as I said so often, I'm tired of our children becoming celebrities through death at the hands of the police. Someone made a donation. I can have, I see it. Whoever you are, I love you big time. I thank you so much. I just can't see the comments tonight. In watch this, in the killing of George Floyd and the protest, it is important to recognize that there were 100 or more other people who lost their lives because we have not fully addressed this problem. So why can't we rightfully address this problem? Here's why. When time allows you,
I forgot the name of it. I'll think of it in a minute.
It's a website that gives you accurate information on how the voting system works. And along with that, it lets you know what company or what individual is putting money in this person's campaign. So sometimes when they come out hard against something, they're really for it. But the powers that's pimping them with putting big bucks in their bank account won't let them be themselves. Prosecutors don't want to make enemies with the police officer. Well, if they were honest and was really there to fight against injustices, they would. They would. But they're not. And companies and millionaires are giving these politicians big bucks. Every day that we wake up, it's terrifying to walk outside knowing you're Black or a person of color. Because for some reason, attacks on people of color in the United States are on the rise. If you don't want to defund the police, if you don't see a need for police reform, answer me this. What the fuck do you think we should do after y'all have killed our children? I mean, what is it? What do you want us to do? Oh, mommy, I know what. Wait till the next one happens. Boom, gotcha. That's it. My last option was to defund the police. But that shit changed earlier this year. Nothing will change in our favor until we make a change. It's just that simple. And when politicians and cops are caught in lies, we got to go back and look at everything they've done. Because they're only starting to address it because now they're being filmed. So the lady earlier today said, yeah, this is not America. This is how we treated people of color. This is not America. Bullshit. This is America. This is us. No, this is not us. Bullshit. This is us. This is America. And it's time for some returning of the badges and returning of guns. We have too many crooked, racist, diabolical, white supremacist cops that are a threat to people of color. We must address it. We cannot just address police reform for the future. It has to go way back. Why I say it needs to be done there? Because I want to know What? How many more George Floyds are back there? How many more Michael Browns are back there? How many more Dante Wrights are back? That's why we must go back. Because they get comfortable with what they're doing. They prop their feet up and say, you saw the way I hit that bitch. Yeah, I beat the shit out of that motherfucker too. Yeah, put it up and bleed and shit. Here's what that means. That means that you are comfortable with this shit. You're in your groove. You've been doing this for so long, you honestly don't see no fucking wrong in it. And that's a major problem. When we can attack a senior citizen white woman, beat her, she's so fragile and won't give her food. You have to go. I don't want to know why you didn't do this or why you did this. I know why you did it. I know because you want to get fired, and that's what's about to happen. But after I fire your ass, there's gonna be 2 guards standing at that door. They're finna place handcuffs on you because we're prosecuting your ass. I don't get excited when they just terminated them. Sometimes the chief and the powers that be must terminate them themselves as well. They're part of the problem. And if you're not going to be part of the cure to this country, you must leave. You have to leave. We never talk about the violence that they inflict on us. All we talk about is the violence we give back. I said all the time, it can't be a reaction until it's first an action. I remember when Michael Brown was killed and President Obama came to the mic to address the killing. I remember him saying, if I had a son, he would look just like him. So we're all in this together. Secrets uncovered. I think that's it. I think that's it. So when your child leaves home, you don't know if it's going to come back alive. Nothing has changed within this system. They have just been secretly still operating up under the Jim Crow law. When you come to the mic and someone has to make you go to the mic and say, I apologize. That's an unacceptable apology because no one should have to make you apologize when you know you're wrong and when you're really touched by what happened. So when you come up to that, you're just saying that because you got caught. You're not sorry. You're not sorry for what you done. You're not. Given an opportunity, the same time tomorrow, your ass will do this again. You will. It's time to stop. When it's time to kill internal affairs. They must go. They must go. Again, I keep saying it. Just think about the shit that they done that we don't know about from what we see them doing now. Every day that we wait, every minute is critical to that black father and that black mother. It's critical. And you know, some mothers, if the child still lives home and is out late, a good mother will never go to sleep. She'll watch TV all night long until her son or daughter comes to the door. And once the child walks in, the mother goes to sleep. It is of great urgency that a reform bill come, a police reform bill. But I agree with Benjamin Crump. We don't want a bill that's going to come too fast and be the wrong bill. We must get it right. We must get it right. You don't tell us what to do. We tell you what to do. If I had the power, if I had the power, these crimes against blacks wouldn't have lasted this long, because I would have dealt with their ass. I don't care if that's your buddy. I don't care if that's your riding partner. I don't care if that's your mama in the car with you. I expect for you to do justice and not commit injustice. Sometimes it's hard to be somebody's friend because of their activities. Oftentimes, I can hear kids say, "Oh yeah, me and mommy, we best friends." But that's not supposed to be your best friend. Your mama and daddy is not your best friend. That's your mama and that's your daddy. That's it. That's it. Because you're confusing your own damn self. So the point for saying that was this. I'm going to back away from you because what you're doing is wrong. And I'm going to give you 24 hours to turn in your badge and tell them why. But if you don't respond in 24 hours, I promise you, I'm going to make it extremely rough for you the rest of your life. We friends, but we have to draw the line in the sand when it comes to friends, police officers. What we don't condemn, we condone. There's going to be another one. There's going to be another one. But this was the biggest protest in U.S. history. And that's what upset the powers that be. And people of all races and colors were marching. So I've been hearing this since I was a child. A change gonna come. I don't believe it. I mean, when will it come for me? When I'm in the ground? We must make a change come now. We must do that. If you stand for justice, before we leave tonight, after this is over, think about how many Michael Browns we don't know about. Jacob Blake. It's a lot of, because the powers that be have hid the information. The powers that be have hid the video. All those at the Louisiana State Police Department, y'all need to resign or be placed in handcuffs. This man begged for his life. This man was respecting the state trooper while the state trooper was still beating the living shit out of him. And then these same motherfuckers will pull your ass over on I-220 for speeding and put you in goddamn handcuffs. And you should say, "Are you gonna put your damn self in some too, you crooked bastard?" Respect is never given. Respect is always earned. This is 2021. The police in this country has not given Black people, people of color, a reason to believe in them and trust them. Because it's hard to trust a motherfucking crook. It's hard. It's hard to trust you. It's time for some house cleaning. We got to get rid of them. I don't give a fuck about that. Guess your brother. Oh, both of y'all are on the same place. I don't give a fuck. You can go too. Qualified immunity must go. Real police reform must come. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It must come. A change must come. And we're not going to wait too much longer. And while we're waiting, you keep coming to the mic trying to satisfy us and pacify us with bullshit. Just hold on. Just hold on. Why do they keep saying hold on? Yeah, you know what's going to happen. Well, no, I know what that means. You know, when they said hold on, we finna kill another. Boom! Here's what it is. It ain't what it ain't. You may not agree with everything that I've said tonight, but you feel me just the same. The United States should still be on high alert because these crooked bastards have taken their robes off. And when you no longer stand for justice, then you become the United States enemy. Every shooting from a cop is not a justifiable homicide. It just can't be. It just can't be. But when I told you to stop doing this here, or it's going to turn out bad for you, and you act like you don't remember a damn thing I said, or you just don't give a damn. You continue to do what you want to do. A true system must then step in and deal with your ass. There's not, I don't give a damn who on this feed, a person has a police officer in their family. As far as I'm concerned, there's not one goddamn good cop in the United States. If there's a good cop, that good cop done quit and went somewhere else. If there's a good cop, that good cop done spilled the beans on that crooked bastard. We don't stay around something unless we condone it. That's the only reason. There is no other way to look at this, with making this out to be a race issue. We didn't make this out to be a race issue. Them white ass cops did. And we're calling it like it is. Isn't it funny when blacks speak out against racism, the first thing white folks say, they're so damn racist. Tomorrow, if Lord willing, we will see you all then. Again, I do apologize. I can't see your comments, but once this live feed ends, then I can see your comments. And I love you all. Hope you don't take it personal. Some things are just out of my control. Before we get out of here, someone should look at what's scrolling across the screen and help support this channel with a donation through Facebook or the Cash App. As always, I love you big time. And remember, I'm not always right and you are not always wrong. Y'all enjoy your evening.